Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you right through those fears and live an awesome life. I want to talk about dream interpretation. This is going to surprise you maybe, I don't know, sometimes you guys are surprised, sometimes you're not. I'm going to have some coffee. My mic went out. You know, those things don't last very long. You know what? I'm going to tell Amazon, I'm going to post a review on there. It's not going to be a good one. Every one of these things is given out on me. So, if you hear an echo, that's what it is. All right, you ready for this? So, how do you tell the difference between real messages in your dream and how to interpret that, and maybe something that, you know, you're just feeling, or a movie you saw, or something somebody said? You know, what's the message and what's just your unconscious mind just throwing some crazy stuff at you? There is no difference. They're all messages. Yeah, okay? You're going to go, what? No. That was just a movie I saw, a disturbing movie. You know, I've watched disturbing things before. I try not to, but let's say there's a really cool story and then there's a scene in there that I'd rather not see, but it's part of a really good story. I will never have a negative dream off of that. I'm not in alignment with it. The only time I'll have a negative dream about something is if I'm in a space of a lower frequency. And so that message is that your world, what you're living here, of course is going to be reflected in your dreams. So if you watch that movie and you're in a lower frequency, the message is that's where you are. You're in a fearful place, you're not feeling secure, you're not feeling powerful, and that's the message. That you are feeling that negativity and you bring that in. That's why I tell you guys not to watch anything negative. No news, nothing. You're just polluting your brain and you're lowering your frequency, and you go into your dreams and your dreams are icky, right? Those are messages that that's the world you're living in. So no, I'm not talking about the shadow people that hold you down at night. That's a different video. I did a video on that, and I'll do another one soon. I'm talking about your actual dreams, because you are the commander of those dreams. You really are. You are going outside of your body. Your consciousness is now your ego. Everything's, and you get to go out here and you're going to meet people and do things. And it is a reflection of where you are, what you're thinking, and you've got to pay attention. Are you flying? The other night I was flying and I was like going at super lightning speed, and I came out of the clouds. It was just wonderful. And then some weird things happened in there that could have been disturbing to me, but were really cool messages. When I woke up, I was never afraid in the dream. How are you feeling in the dream? Are you fearful in the dream? Are you feeling bad in the dream? Are you feeling disempowered in the dream? Do people do things to you and you don't feel like you have power over? Or do you have power in your dreams? I have dreams where I actually, if stuff gets out of control, because some bad things happen in my dreams, I remember taking my hand and just pushing it out and knocking these guys down. They were like, 20 feet in front of me. I just went boom, and my power knocked them down, and I saved this person I was with. So that's a cool dream, right? That's not a negative dream. And I realized, wow, I'm demonstrating that I have unbelievable powers, and I'm feeling that. I'm knowing it. I'm owning it. And I'm also feeling like I have the ability to help and protect other people, right? You can never change anybody else's journey. And you can interfere with it in some extent, but they still have free will. Allow people to go on the journey. But if you are a light, let's say, a light worker, you know it. You know that you may either have abilities or you're going to change the world. When you're in those dreams and you're saving people or helping people, then that's the message that you need to be doing it in your real life, or you're feeling like you are doing it. All right, so you see something negative and it comes in your dream. I just did this. I was like, oh, that's a direct reflection of something I just saw on television. But I was relating to it. So I used that. It's sort of like a painting. Somebody will hand you some different paint colors and you use them. That's all it is. You're just pulling material in to use it to create scenarios that are part of your message, of how you're feeling, how you're thinking, what you need to do, any kind of number of things. So I'll give you an example of one that seems really horrible. This is probably, I hope I don't freak you out when I tell you this. At no point during this dream did I feel anything bad. That's probably the more freaky part. All right, so I was in this swamp with a bunch of people, and I was actually, they were part of me. They were like my relatives or something, not my real ones. I mean, I didn't really recognize them as anybody. And I didn't actually do this, but I knew that I don't know if I chopped them up or somebody else chopped them up, but these bodies were all dying. Don't stop. I know it's going to seem really bad, but when I get done, you're going to realize that you shouldn't be afraid of some of these dreams. These bodies were chopped up, and they were all in these burlap bags. Could you at least use plastic or something? Maybe they were plastic. And I had them, and I knew that I had to get rid of them. I had to put them someplace. And there was a detective, and he was on to me. So I left them. I left them in the swamp, and I went, shoot, I hope nobody finds these, because this is like... But I don't remember why I didn't want them to find them, and I don't remember why they were chopped up and why this even happened. I just knew that they had to be disposed of. So I'm on the bus, and I'm with him, and he's like questioning me. I'm like, no, I don't know what happened, blah, 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 these people are missing. So then he and I go to lunch, and somebody shows up and says, we found the bodies. I went, oops. And there was a wall right next to, here we are at this beautiful cafe, and they hang these bags of bodies up on these hooks. And I can see some of the arms and body parts hanging out, and while we're eating, and he said, they're safe there. I'm like, they started to move, and they were trying to get out and get at each other and claw at each other, and I said, we need to do something about them. They're like, they're moving. He's like, no, they're fine. And I realized no matter how much I chopped them up, they were still going to be a negative threat. And I tried to dispose of them. Okay, you're probably going, horrible, horrible. First of all, I didn't actually chop them up in the dream. I didn't actually chop them up. All right, so there was no thing going on there that was really violent. The message was so loud and clear to me that I was disposing of and dismantling the negativity, the egotistical negativity on this planet. And I knew I had to get rid of it. And I knew other people wouldn't understand. This is all metaphorical, right? I'm not talking about killing anybody. I'm talking about the ego, chopping it up and trying to dispose of it, and that I didn't have that control, that I had the ability to remove some of this and to help get rid of it, but I still didn't have the ability. They were still moving. They were still trying to claw at each other. The energy was still there. But I had the ability to put it at bay, but I still didn't have the ability to control what happens to it, right? They were in control. It was so crystal clear. But the positive thing was I felt like I was actually doing something really positive. All right, so does this make sense? So don't be afraid if you go into these dreams and stuff. Just know that you're up against some things that may be negative, that is part of this world. It's just part of this world. The fear is saying it has power over you. It doesn't. When you're in a light space, nothing has power over you. In fact, nothing has power over you in a dark space either. Even if you're on a lower frequency, nothing has power over you. When you're a dark space, you think it does. So that's when it has power, because you are thinking, oh, it can do this and that. And it can't. It just can't. It's not even possible. We have free will here. So when you are in these dreams and you pull all of the material from the things you've seen, first of all, if you're watching a bunch of negativity, you are lowering your frequency. So that's not good. You're taking yourself down. There's a part of you that wants to watch that in the first place. I know a lot of you watch that stuff. If you see it at all, you shut it down because it's disturbing. You don't like to see it. It doesn't feel good. So just remember this. Everything counts. The energy you fill yourself with out here, what you expose yourself to out here, you're going to take it into the subconscious. You might have dreams. You might use all of that. And just ask yourself when you wake up. People are like, what do the numbers mean, Landria? I said, I don't look up the numbers. I do know 11, 111 is angelic. I know that is a huge one. But after that, I see so many different interpretations. You know what your dreams are. Just sit with it. Sit with it and say, what is it? What was my role in it? How did I feel? Don't say, oh, that was a movie I saw. Say, okay, why did I pull that movie into my dream? Why did I use those characters? And was I the hero or the savior, or was I the person that was feeling bad or fearful? What's going on that? Where am I in my life that's making me feel that way? It's not making you, that you are feeling that way. What's going on? And that's the dream interpretation, is how are you feeling? What are the actual things going on? So when I was flying, and I was like going crazy, man, I was having a blast. People couldn't even keep up with me. And I finally came up the clouds and they're like, would you slow down? And so I flew back to them. And then we were all of a sudden sort of in water. We were up there in space, but we were in water too. And they found a body part. That other dream was months, like last year, that I had the body part one. There was a body part floating. It was somebody's arm. And they said, well, oh, look, there's a body part. And I said, oh, okay. They said, no, we need to take this back. And I said, no, we could just, just let it go. No, we really need to take this back. I said, okay. I thought, I guess that's the right thing to do. And it was like there was a big traumatic event that had happened. And there was this body part from it. I didn't know what it was, but they felt that we needed to take this thing back. So I said, okay, I went along with it. I felt like we were going to do that. So we take the body part back and we're, towing it back. And then I woke up and I thought, well, that's weird. I was having this really great dream of flying and then there's this body part. But the bottom line is that body part represented something. It's a fragment of something out there that was destroyed, and that these people still felt that they needed to take it with us. And I wanted to let it go. I wanted to it's done. It's done. Whatever was left over from whatever blew up and it's gone, it's gone. It's just a body part to me. But they felt like it was still part of something. We had to tow it back. So, and you can interpret that any way you want, but I get to interpret my own dream because I know my life, my feelings, my thoughts. So you can go and have somebody interpret your dreams, but you probably have a better interpretation than somebody else. Because remember, I was on a train with the Bodhi tree and the cup. Well, the bottom line is that what people were saying, interpreting it as, which I put it out there, was nowhere near what I thought it meant. So it's interesting. I think you need to stop looking for everybody else to give you an answer, because you have them. Everything that you dream about has a meaning, especially if you're pulling in stuff from a movie or stuff. Why that movie? What made you feel a certain way about it, and why were you using it? So have fun with this. And again, if it's horrible and you're not fearful in there, or even if you are, don't be afraid of that. Really look at that and go, wow, I still have fears to deal with, or I'm feeling vulnerable, or I feel that entity had more power than me, or that's how I'm feeling about my world or my situation or my life. And when you recognize it and you move past it, you'll go into the next dream. It's very likely that because you recognize it, will then have a very powerful dream that will sort of overcome that. That's exciting. All right, so you're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Huge planetary shift happening right now. What the heck is going on? I'm going to shoot that video next. Namaste.